Well, good afternoon, and happy Christmas to everyone. I wasn't expecting to do this, but as you can see, I finally pulled the trigger and bought the Z50 Mark II. Now, again, I bought it from Wex. Come with a free card and a nice little carry case. So yeah, low pro one, so it's good quality, and that come free. So now, why did I pull the trigger? Well, I loved my Z50. I loved the small size, I loved the image quality, and as you know, I was holding back on this. I wanted to see more reviews, but I've seen enough now, enough reviews and people's experiences with this camera to confirm that this is an awful lot better than the previous version. The autofocusing, by all accounts, is up there with the Z6 and the Z8. Look, I'm not going to compare them, obviously, because I'm sure somebody will at some point. I don't know, maybe some people have. But look, at the end of the day, it seems extremely good. You know, it is now a good option for wildlife and sports. And that's really what the autofocusing was lacking before. So as far as I'm concerned, that is what it's all about. Now, I haven't opened this yet, so I'm just going to give you my first impressions. Why do they give you all these warranties? How many of these do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What? Why do I need 8 warranties? Does that mean I get 8 years? I'm going to skip all the accessories and that, because that's all a bit boring, isn't it? Let's just get straight to the camera and my first impressions. Well, yeah, it's lovely. Very nice indeed. Now, it's very similar to the first version, but the grip is nicer and it does feel slightly heavier. But, you know, I've seen people online argue and moan about how much heavier and bigger it is. It's not. What are they whinging about? What do people whinge about? This has got a much nicer grip. This is, you know, this really has got a really nice grip. But it's not significantly bigger. It's got your flipping out screen, which is nice. Oh, got a cover on it already. I'll probably just leave that on for now. It's got a much nicer grip. It is slightly heavier, but oh God, it's still a light camera. It's still pocketable. It's still small. It's still going to fit in a small camera bag. It's lovely. It's fantastic. Absolutely. You know, I'm not going to go through all the specs and that, because that's all been overdone online now anyway, as it is. So, yeah, this is my first impressions, because this is such a lovely camera to just, you know, use a little bag like that and just, you can go anywhere with it. Take your 55 to 250, you've got a nice range, it's good for wildlife and everything. I don't know why they don't supply these caps anymore. Why they don't come with them, I don't know. Why you should have to, they really do skimp out on things. You know, they skimp out on the chargers, but they even skimp out on these now. They're getting very tight, these camera companies. To skimp out on something like that is a bit poor show, in my opinion. But yeah, and of course, you've got all the bird detection, so it's going to be a much better camera for wildlife. But as I say, what people moan about, the size and weight difference, it's, I mean, God, if I hadn't had the other one, I wouldn't notice anyway. And I'd still say this was a small, light camera. because that's exactly what it is. And as I say, I've looked at plenty of reviews now, and I'm more than happy that this is going to be a nice camera to a good upgrade and a good replacement for the Z50. I've seen enough now to confirm that that is the case. This is a big upgrade. You know, the new processor and the far better superior autofocusing really does make this a much better camera. So don't underestimate that. And at this price point, at $849, it really is a cheap, really cheap, good camera. So there you go. I just thought I just treated myself. I knew I was going to upgrade at some point, but I didn't do it straight away. But now I've seen enough reviews from reliable people that have said that this is a worthy upgrade and is a much better camera for it. What I don't like it being described as is a beginner's camera. What the hell is a beginner's camera? These descriptions that some people use are just total, they're just total fucking nonsense. You know, there's no such thing as a you've still got to understand photography in order to get the best out of it. It's just such a nonsense. You know, I've got my medium format here. Now, this would not be described as a beginner's camera, but I've still got to learn how to use it to get the best out of it. And it's no different from this. You know, once I've got used to knowing how to use this, is no different from knowing how to use this. So how is, you know, if I know how to use this and I know how to use this, which one is the beginner camera? I mean, it just makes no sense because they work the same. You know, there's aperture priority on both, there's shutter priority on both, there's manual mode on both, there's program mode on both. They're all the same. You know, the layouts are different, the menu systems are different, but they work the same. There's no such thing as a beginner camera. It's about learning how to use the gear you've got. It's got nothing to do with a beginner camera, intermediate, unless you're saying about weather sealing or, you know, the price differences but for the most part, these things really aren't any less superior or more superior than anything else. You know, they're all great in their own right, and you've still got to know how to use them. I don't believe in all this beginner camera. You know, a beginner camera is one that's fully automatic that you don't have to do anything with. That's what a beginner camera is. You know, like your phone. And both people use their phones. It kind of does it all for you. If you're going to input something yourself, then it's not really a beginner. Anyway, so there you go. That's my new toy. I should enjoy playing with that. I might give, you know, once I've used it a bit, I'll come back and do another review on it, having used it, and just confirm, you know, that it is better. But I've seen enough reviews to convince me that it was now worth purchasing. So, but you know, the test will be in testing it for myself. So I'll be doing that as soon as possible. So anyway, please like and subscribe. That really would help the channel. You know, if you watch it, it really would help if you can like and subscribe. And I wish you all a happy Christmas, and I'll see you in the next one.